The ring Saturday night. Will Fury's prediction of a second-round knockout against Wilder come true? It's Saturday night, 9 Eastern, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. It's live on pay-per-view and ESPN+. Here's Joe Tessitore with our look ahead.
Deontay Wilder points out his ultra-explosive 2019 as a big positive.
To get ready for this particular fight, I came up with two dramatic, devastating knockouts.
A first-round knockout of Dominic Breazeale dropped jaws, then his November rematch with veteran skilled challenger Louis Ortiz, equally impressive. And a bit risky. Wilder trailed on the scorecards, but his ultimate eraser finished things in 7.
The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Fury's 2019 was far more unpredictable. He chose a new promotional partner, a new TV network.
Just want to show the ESPN Plus viewers the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
And a starring role in Vegas. Flawless in a June knockout of Tom Schwartz, badly bloodied and brawling for victory over Otto Wallin in September.
Deontay Wilder, I want you next, bum!
47 stitches later, he was off to headline a global WWE pay-per-view.
This isn't your world, Fury.
His popularity soared as Wilder waited.
This is finishing what I started. This time around,
he won't be able to get up.
And now, two very different roads taken have the chance reunited for this ultimate showdown.
It's Saturday night, 9 Eastern, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, and it's live on pay-per-view on ESPN+. To order the main card, go to espnplus.com/top-rank, and be sure to download the ESPN app if you're watching on your mobile device. All right, let's watch the movie.
What's the whole team? 10 kids? You want to know why they're leaving you open? It's because they don't think you could hit the ocean from the beach.
Snap. Heard you're coaching basketball.
Keeps my mind off other things.
You don't decide the game. The players decide the game.
I understand you're trying to motivate the team, but we have a code of conduct.
I'm working on it. Work harder.
That is a clip from Ben Affleck's new movie. It is called The Way Back. It will be in theaters coast to coast on Friday, March 6th. I watched it last night. It is a terrific movie. And the one and only Ben Affleck is in our studio.
Thank you for having me. Hello, hi, how are you?
And it is a delight to see you making a sports movie. And so give everybody a sense, before we start talking about your buddy Tom Brady, give everybody a sense of what we all can expect to see in a couple of weeks.
I love this movie. It's probably the movie I'm most proud of that I ever made. I grew up, Hoosiers was like my favorite movie. You know, that was always the great comeback basketball movie. And this is about a guy who was a real star in high school and who kind of washed out. And then the Catholic school that he went to sort of fell apart. They weren't very good. The coach has a heart attack, and they say, hey, he was good. Why don't you come back and coach? And it's about the way he tries to rebuild the team and the way, of course, the team affects him. Classic sports story, redemption story, inspirational story. It's really, really good. I hope people go see it because it's a lot of fun.
So playing basketball and being exposed to the sport my entire life, what did you learn about playing that sport that you probably previously didn't know by shooting this movie?
I wasn't as good as I thought I was. They were like, no, you're supposed to look like you were a star. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't seem that way. Elbows out here when I shoot. The whole thing is I could have used you as a double. Let's put it that way.
Next time.
Friday, March 6th, coast to coast. The movie is called The Way Back. Okay, you gave us an unbelievable tease in the break. You said that you spoke to Tom Brady last night. What can you tell us as we are 1 month to the day from free agency beginning in the NFL?
I did see Tom Brady last night. Tom Brady is as close to a human being as I worship on this world. From Boston, Tom is so it's always a treat and a joy to see him. And he's a prince and a kind guy and a really sweet man and just the greatest football player who's ever lived. And I don't know who could ever possibly deny that. Me and Matt texted him. And said, what's the deal? You going or you staying? And this is what we got back, an emoji. So I really have no information for you. I saw him, I was like, Tom, what's going on? Still, and he was like, but look, you know, I hope he stays. I think he's fabulous. By the same token, he has given up a lot of money to play for that franchise over the years that he well deserves. The New England Patriots didn't sacrifice any money, winning all those Super Bowls, selling all those tickets, selling all that merchandise. If Tom, I pray and hope that he stays. It would break my heart if he left, but I would respect the fact if he wanted to go. There was that rumor he wanted to play for San Francisco. There was if he wanted to play back home, and if he wanted to go make X million for 2 years, he totally deserves it. I mean, that's what capitalism and life is about. Like, you're the greatest, you deserve it. He sacrificed a lot, he took a lot of cuts. They still didn't surround him with, they were definitely an Antonio Brown away from winning the Super Bowl this year, for sure. The one game he played, it was just lights out. And they've never been super great at surrounding, except for the Randy Moss year, of course, when they broke all the records. And if he had a receiver like that, I think you'd see 8, 9 Super Bowls,
With what you know about Tom and the way that you know him, do you think there's a part of him that wants to prove that he could do it without Bill Belichick?
He has not said that to me. And I have asked him quite a bit about Bill Belichick. Because Bill Belichick is an easy guy to develop opinions about. But if it were me, if I were Bill Belichick, or if I were Tom Brady, there would be a part of me that would be wondering, like, is it him? Could I do it myself? Could I really be, there's definitely that. You got to remember, Belichick coached Cleveland and had a losing record.
Right.
So there is that fact that exists, but he's also a genius. He's outcoached a lot of people, and he's done an amazing job, and they seem to be uniquely well-suited to working together. So it's sort of like, maybe Robin thinks he could do it without Batman, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want them to stick together.
I've never had a person who actually played Batman say that to me before, but that's a whole other thing. Very quickly, because I have interviewed you enough to know you are a legit sports fan. Ben Affleck genuinely cares about this stuff. If Brady winds up somewhere else and they play the Patriots, with Brady being the most beloved, I think he has surpassed like Bobby Orr and Larry Bird,
yeah.
right? He's like the most beloved player in
without a
history.
doubt.
Yastrzemski.
Yeah.
If he plays them in the Super Bowl, who are you and Matt Damon sitting there rooting for?
It would be a terribly, terribly painful moment. I don't know who the Patriots would put together to compete against a team with Tom Brady as the quarterback, or that they would be making any Super Bowls. They didn't make the Super Bowl with Tom Brady last year. They would need to do some rebuilding. It'd be very hard for me to root against Tom. He's made the fans of New England very happy over very many years. Not only the Super Bowl, but always getting there, always getting close, always being great. You never watched the Pats and thought, oh, wow, this will never happen. That is a very unique fan experience. You know what I mean? You think Jets fans feel like that?
You had to do that. You had to do it. That was me.
Okay, I got your back.
Why don't you ask a question?
I got your back. Now, you ride or die for Boston sports.
Yes.
There have been a couple of things that happened in that area.
Yes.
Spygate, Deflategate, Alex Cora. What are your thoughts?
It is complicated. Look, you can't break the rules. Okay? You can't break the rules. The rules are there for a reason. You can't break them. That being said, was it 1948 or whatever, when the World Series home run, they stole the sign, they hit the home run. Sign stealing has been going on, has been a part of the tactics of baseball since its inception. Yep. I would put the PED scandal way ahead of that. There's a big difference between knowing whether you get an off-speed pitch or a curveball and putting on 50 pounds of muscle, taking steroids. That doesn't mean to diminish the importance of following the rules, and people who didn't follow the rules should, like anybody else, have to suffer the consequences. I'm disappointed. I can tell you Deflategate was bullshit. That was a totally made-up, fraudulent claim. But, excuse me for saying.
No, that's okay.
That's all right.
It's okay.
You can say it once.
Okay. As long as we don't say it, it's okay.
You can say whatever you want.
They can't fire you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
What do you think about Mookie Betts being traded?
I don't want to sit here and bash Boston. You have to respect that ownership group. I was telling you guys during the break, when I was a kid, me and my dad would go get $3 bleachers tickets and watch people get in fistfights and the Red Sox lose. 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. They didn't get good till they got Roger. Then they went to the World Series once in 86 and lost, obviously. They've done a remarkable job of building that franchise. Very difficult to second guess them. breaks my heart to lose Mookie Betts. I don't understand the logic of losing who I consider to be the best player in baseball.
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Perhaps there is a greater logic. I'm willing to accept that I don't know everything.
Well, we have put Ben through a therapy session. I'll remind you again, his movie The Way Back, which is terrific, opens in theaters across the country Friday, March 6th. We wish you the best of luck with that. It's always great to see you. Best of luck. Good to see you. Ben Affleck, everybody. Good to have you here. First Take follows us here in just a couple of minutes. Ben is going to head over there. And also on the program, Mike Tomlin strongly defended his quarterback Mason Rudolph yesterday against allegations of the use of a racial slur by Myles Garrett. What should Garrett do now? Stephen A. and Max will discuss that and more. It's First Take following us. Get up on